Welcome to the heart of the Motor City, y'all. Detroit fan forum, we answer the call. From the grit and the grind to the wins we embrace. We showing mad love, let's set the pace. From downtown lights to the neighborhood crew. Red Wings, Pistons, Tigers.
All right. Well, welcome back to the Fan Forum. We got a special guest. Somebody who's already been on before, and somebody who has just had a playoff game. We got Wayne. Buffalo Wayne. What's up, brother?
Buffalo Wayne and Windsor. All good, baby. How good? How are you?
Dude, I'm excited. Like, I really feel like I've adopted an AFC fan or an AFC team this year, and it's the Bills.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pumped for you guys. I don't know, dude. This is literally playing out almost like I said it would, but like we'll leave the Washington for a second. But on the AFC side, I'm telling you, this is your year to do it, man.
I mean, if it's our year, then we got to go through hell and hell and some just to get to the finals. So I guess we'll earn it. I guess
you'll earn it, and then you'll see us at the Super Bowl, and that's what makes this whole thing just awesome because, you guys. Okay, so let's talk about it. You were at the game. How was it?
Incredible. Like, the Bills fans always show out. Like, I haven't been to a game in like 15 years since I moved to Windsor. So then my son, he's never been to a game, and the Buffalo's about to put up a new stadium. So there's only a limited amount of times to be able to go there and see the old Highmark, old Ralph. And so I'm just grateful that we had that opportunity for him to experience it. And wow, what a game. The atmosphere, like being outdoors, like it was cold. Like that was it was crispy, but it was a beautiful day for football, and it was a shocking start, but the Bills stuck to it and pulled it out, man. It was fantastic. What a game to choose to go to. Bills fans are very cordial. We'll talk our shit and give you a hard time, but at the end of the day, it's football. And we'll have a beer with you. We'll jump through tables, and as long as the visiting fans are cool, which they were, Denver, there's no issues, man. It was all good. Denver,
I was gonna say that there's no bad blood there, is there?
No. They knew they were overmatched, and they were just happy to be there. You could see it in all their fans' faces. It was, it was like a phony type of confidence. They knew that they were going to get dominated, and they got a quick little burst of, whoa, maybe we can actually win this. But Josh and the boys in the defense kind of shut her down, and we were able to celebrate a large victory. So whenever you can leave the game like halfway through the fourth quarter, that's a good game.
That is like, I know it sounds counterproductive. You spend all that money, but to have that as an option and go, we got this in the bag.
Yeah.
Like, I still haven't had that as a Lions fan. I'm not going to lie. Like, I'm celebrating their glory and their wins, but we're not there yet.
Yeah.
You guys have earned that right to kind of say, listen, the big dance is the only thing we care about right now.
Yeah.
Right. So that's cool, man. I didn't really see Denver going too far. I mean, we did our little pigskin pick'em thing, and like Denver to me is just it's a nice up and coming team, young quarterback. Sean Payton, we know, is a good coach. It's a good organization. They win. Unlike Minnesota, who can't do shit. Like, did you watch that game?
I watched, and all I kept thinking about was how fake the fake Vikings.
Yes,
all the fans that were in the chat in the comments after last video, and Mark would just be sitting there just like this, just sitting there,
just smiling, guys. And I told him, no disrespect, I think your defense is good.
Yes,
but Sam Darnold,
doesn't
come on.
And he proved it. The Lions broke him, and then last night, I don't know what that was, but he just fell off a cliff, man. He fell off a cliff hard.
I felt bad for him last night. I mean, they were literally off the top turnbuckle
Yeah.
Just jumping on the guy. Like, even the refs, I'm like, come on, man. The guy's been hit so many times. Give him a break.
Yeah,
But
he pelted everywhere. His face
oh,
just looked like he was in shock the whole game. And
yeah.
it is what it is, like you said, you called it. Sometimes you have to have the eye test, okay? The numbers are there, 14 and
Yeah.
2, blah, blah, blah. But the eye test will show all, okay? And everyone knew that Sam Darnold was playing above his pay grade for the whole season, that he was going to fall flat on his face at some point.
Mm-hmm.
And it just happened for the Vikings fans. Unfortunately, happened at the worst time.
It did. And I feel bad for him too, because, like I said, we trolled him pretty good. And, some of these guys I'm going back and forth with, and I'm like, listen, I can't beat him up too hard. I'm a Lions fan, right?
Yeah.
We're still new at this. So I got to have a little decency. And then I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, Vikings fans, but that one's got to be rough. Like, Matt Stafford, dude, I'm telling you, this might be his last year. He's playing like this is his last year.
I have a bad feeling about Philly. I don't know what's going on there. I don't see them being that dominant team for whatever reason, whether it's coaching or if there's a little riff going on with Jalen and the boys. But I think Stafford could go in there and possibly do his magic. And like I said before, man, I see the Rams coming to town.
You called it. This is literally a storybook situation that you called a couple weeks ago, and I'm sitting there thinking, oh, it's only going like I thought the Bucks were going to win. Bucks win instantly. All right, this is an easy one. We're either going to see Vikings or we're going to see Rams. But no, man, this is a whole different thing. You were right. Like, Matt Stafford has a goddamn good chance at beating Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Their defense is good. Their star quarterback or their star wide receiver sitting on the bench reading a book. I mean, that's not a Super Bowl team.
No, man, you got to read the body language. It's something's off there.
No.
And yeah, and then Jalen coming back, he's been rusty, so it's hard to predict how he's going to perform. And I don't know either. With they sat Barkley in that last game, short of getting the record. Like, does that cause any bad blood in the locker room? Who knows, man. So they're the ship's rocky there.
Well, I know where the ship's not, and that is not in Detroit, dude. The culture just gets stronger and stronger each week.
Yeah, you're feeling good. So you guys mentally were preparing, I know, for possibly the Rams, but now you got Jaden Daniels and the Commanders. So what are your thoughts?
Well, my initial thoughts are I respect the Commanders. I like where they're headed. I like their quarterback. I think they're probably going to be 2 successful drafts away from being a balanced side or balanced on each side of the ball. Their run defense, Wayne, is atrocious. There's no secret David Montgomery's coming back. Yeah. You've seen what Jahmyr Gibbs can do against a good run defense. I feel like this is a great matchup for us to go play a very slow, comfortable game, a controlled game. That's how I feel.
Okay. I agree. You have that opportunity there. You talk about defensively, because it's always been, from an outsider's perspective, everyone hears that the Lions struggle with the mobile quarterbacks or struggle against the mobile quarterbacks. So what are your your thoughts on how to contain or slow down Jaden Daniels?
Valid point, and I will say with our pass rush being a little weakened right now, it's kind of hard to put a spy on Daniels. Quite honestly, the way Aaron Glenn has been carrying himself, I'm actually just confident that he has a plan. I don't feel like this is going to get ignored. If this was probably week 2 or week 3, the way their defense was playing, where it was just, we're coming at you no matter what, I think that's where he bites us in the ass. But I don't know, man. I don't think there's a simple answer, because there's no way I could have told you that Amik Robertson was going to lock down Justin Jefferson last week.
Handcuffs.
I could have never, ever said that. And no disrespect to him, but JJ's pretty damn good, man. I mean, he's hard to sit down.
Yeah.
So when I see coaching like that, I say to myself, okay, with everybody coming back, Rackstraw coming back, Anzalone, Montgomery, all the little onesie twosies are coming back. If Aaron Glenn has his some more tools in his tool belt this week, who's gonna step up? That's kind of what I want to see.
Yeah.
Is this an opportunity for like a player like Robertson, who's had kind of a quiet year, to have a game?
Yeah. Yeah. Someone will. And
I don't think Zadarius Smith is he's not coasting into the Super Bowl. He looked real hungry in that last game. I'd expect to see a little bit more out of him too. He's a veteran. He knows that we traded for him for this moment, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think he also could have been hungry because he was he needed 2 sacks for some kind of contract bonus, but
I'm sure that happens too.
Yeah, the boys, Von Miller needed 1 sack, and like first play of the game, this guy pulled out the best move I've ever seen him do for the whole season. Gets his sack, and then his ass is on the bench. Like, give me a break.
Well, dude, incentivize him. I don't blame him. I mean, dude, football is not a forgiving sport.
Do it per game then, because I want to see that kind of effort.
That's actually not a bad idea.
Yeah.
No, I'm very I don't want to get overly excited about this game, right? Because they're trying to take that underdog story away from the Lions. I can already see it. The Commanders are talking a lot of shit, and quite honestly, what I'd like to say back to them is, you're not even a team. Okay, the Vikings were a fake pretending team. The Commanders or the Washington Footballs or the Redskins or the question mark, like, you're not even a real team. I'm not. No disrespect to Dan Quinn. I think he's a great coach. I think I think Jaden Daniels is going to be phenomenal in this league. I think he's everything they wanted Tua to be. Tua's done. Get a fan base, my friend. That's the way I feel.
Yeah.
You're still tied to Dan Snyder for a long time, in my eyes.
Yeah, they're crawling out of the crevices of his poor decisions for sure.
Like, how many RG3 jerseys are going to be? Are you going to see at the game, or Clinton Portis jerseys?
I don't know. You might catch a few John Janssens too. Who knows?
Like, I'm telling, that's not a bad. Seriously, like, and again, and who am I to talk shit? We wore Joey Harrington jerseys up until 2 years ago, but
Barry's a lifetime.
Well, Barry is always going to be the lifetime.
Yeah.
But you'd go to these. Well, as a Lion fan, you'd go to these preseason games when we sucked, and it's just like, oh my god, what obscure jersey are you going to see this week?
Yeah, exactly. No kidding.
So yeah, no, I again, as I just tear their fan base apart. No disrespect to the fan base, but it's not your time. It's not. This is our time. You're not stealing the limelight. You're not stealing the story. This is going to be a Jared Goff, Matthew Stafford matchup.
Yeah.
I mean,
another one.
The NFL owes it to us. We traded Stafford away so LA could have their freaking Super Bowl.
Yeah. You're going to get it back. Hey, they beat them to go to the Super Bowl. That's Cinderella story. I like it.
Yeah, I kind of felt bad too, because Stafford's a good guy, man. He's always been a family first guy. He was a great quarterback here. Yeah. I don't blame him for wanting to leave, but I kind of want to just see him cry at the end. I want to see him and Kelly just cry. Like, I really do.
Hey, this could be the game that ends it for him, man. I don't know if he's willing to go through another season like this.
I don't think he has it in him. I really don't. He's gray. He's beat up.
Yeah.
I think he's, I don't know, a year older than me. Is he, well, almost 40?
He's up there. He's, yeah, somewhere between 36 and 40. And yeah, he's his wife. And I know they get into a lot of philanthropy and they want to do stuff like that. And he ain't going to be doing this forever, man. So this might be his last goal. Can you imagine just delivering him his final seal on the coffin for his career is a loss in Ford Field? That'd be something to wow.
You're the guru that's already called it. I mean, so we ended Aaron Rodgers' career as a Packer. We got Aaron and Stafford's career as a Ram. We were planning on ending his career as a Lion no matter what. That's why we had to trade him. That would be pretty epic. I'm not going to lie. I'm not I don't want to get too far out ahead, because here I am acting like we've already been there before. And this is still new territory for us Lions fans right now. But to me, it is pretty cool though. We're gonna have the game primetime 8:00.
On a
I
on a Saturday.
kind of freaking dude. Like that city is gonna be going nuts. And a couple people I know are selling their tickets for this game with hopes to make enough money to get Super Bowl tickets. Which
well, they could make a good. I was listening to the radio today, and they were saying like second market prices are almost like $1,000 a ticket.
Yeah,
something like that for this round.
Yeah,
wow.
You imagine that? Who's got the money to just
shelling it out? Yeah, remortgage. I mean, we're gonna take a second mortgage on the house.
There's got to be somebody out there doing it right now. I mean, if you think about it, I mean, look at you don't know the prices for Lions stuff is out of control. Like it used to be, they'd be giving you stuff like Lions t-shirts out the doors. Yeah. Now you're paying $75-$80 a hoodie. Like it's crazy, man. And
the guy,
especially with how many like offensive stars we have, like it's tempting not to want to collect them all. It's like Pokemon. You got to collect them all.
At least within this era, right? Like
within this era. Yeah. Before it was a waste of your money. Mm-hmm. The most I ever invested in was a jersey t-shirt. It was a Javid Best jersey t-shirt. And he was out of the league the next year.
Best.
Yeah. Literally. That's how bad it was. And I threw it away when we lost to the Dallas Cowboys with that bad pass interference. So those are some sad memories. But now it's like, Jesus, dude, jerseys galore. You see them everywhere. Everybody wears all their Lions gear to work. I can only imagine how good this is going to be for downtown, the amount of money they're going to make. Like the people that are going to be down there watching it. And then after they win, good Lord.
Yeah. Is going down there to tailgate, is that something that's in the plan, like possible in the plans, or?
I don't know. That's actually a good idea because we obviously don't have the money to get the tickets, but you can get the experience with the tailgate.
Tailgate, yeah. I've tailgated there a couple times, Eastern Market, and it's always a good time.
It's nice. It's nice and spread out. It's been a while since I've done it, and then I used to walk up and down Greektown and do stuff like that. But I can only imagine now. I mean, Jason and I went to the Bills game, and little cold, and it was at 4:00, so the tailgates were kind of wrapping up when we were getting there. But I think everyone was just so excited to get into the stadium for the game that I've never seen so many people, Wayne, just go get in the stadium. Like there was no lingering, no smokers, no last minute partiers. And we got there pretty early. We got there almost an hour before the game. Yeah. And it was like everybody wanted to be in that stadium, just soaking up the vibe.
Yeah. Getting warm.
Because you're going to see, I mean, with Washington's run defense being so, I don't know, picked apart, depleted, terrible. If we get off to the start, I think we're going to get off of, and Jared Goff can get his play action going. I think this is a game where you're going to see, I don't know, like a 38-9. I mean, I expect our offense to pull away. I really do. And I have no doubt that the way our defense played last week, whatever you want to call it, I know Jaden Daniels is going to get outside the pocket, but I think that's what they're going to let him do. I think they're just going to say, okay, go ahead. If that's what you're going to do, that's what you're going to do. Because guess what? Dude, you're going to get blasted if that is all you're going to do.
Yeah. Yeah, he is slight. He is slight. I always said the only team I think that could beat or even give the Lions a game would be the Rams. I don't know. Jaden Daniels is a great player, like you said. Great rookie, and he can make things happen. My only concern for the Lions is as I think back is if they had the strategy with the Bills versus the Bills is the Bills have a pretty weak run defense, right? So we'll attack that, and the opportunity wasn't there because they got out to a quick start, so they had to scramble and change it up. You just hope like the game plan sets up to where, you guys can either you get the lead first or you suppress them because Jaden Daniels, man, I think that guy he puts up scores and he puts them up quick. And then him and Terry McLaurin,
Scary Terry.
if they can blow the top off, man, they can make plays. So you want to you almost like you want to send Aaron Glenn a text and be like, hey, listen, man, watch out for that big pass play to Terry McLaurin. You know it's going to come at some point.
Yep.
And just make sure that your defense can contain him into the pocket, and then you should have that dub.
And you bring up a good point because he likes to score quick, fast. This is a game where if we win the coin toss, we take possession first, right? And we set the tone. This is one of those, let's be the big brother and say, no, slow down. I'm going to start this off my way.
You take that, you shove that pill down their throat, and then give them a chance. Now it's your turn. Oh, man.
Yeah.
That would be big, heavy balls kind of play right there if they could do that. Yeah. That would be impressive start.
Good luck playing in Ford Field. That's all I have to say to the Commander fans or the Washington, whatever they are, fans. You're not going to be able to hear in there. Really, honestly, you're not going to be able to hear. I thought the Vikings game was probably the loudest. This is probably going to get nuts, right? Because I don't think we anticipated this game. We were all so focused on a Vikings rematch that when we're like, oh, okay, motherfuckers, you want to do this? All right. And I keep going back to this viral video of these Commanders fans and I think it was in their crappy stadium. We want Detroit, and just like.
Yeah, I mean, the Broncos were doing that. It's like the fake tough guy persona, right? You're overmatched, so you gotta say, like, you gotta act like, yeah, right, okay. Just pray that your team doesn't get embarrassed, and hopefully they can show out. But the Lions,
your running back is your lead, or I'm sorry, your quarterback is your lead rusher on your team. Like, and that's not. I'm not again. That he's great, but you're not a complete playoff team if that's how you're structured, right? Like. They don't have the two-headed monster like we have in the running back. They don't have St. Brown. They don't have J-Mo. They don't have a Laporta. They don't have that treasure trove of weapons that we have.
Yeah, they can't match with you. They can't match up with you guys.
No, number one offense, baby. That's something that I think I'm waving that flag. Number one offense for a freaking reason.
It's gotta go.
Yeah.
The Bills are gonna need some of their top level offense to put up some points against the Ravens, and then potentially the Chiefs before you. So it's gonna be quite the trek.
You are literally, man, going against some Goliaths. Like, I'm not going to lie, that Ravens game, I am praying you take them out because we've seen you before.
Yeah.
I'm okay playing you guys again. I don't want to play Baltimore right now.
Nobody wants to play them, man. They're scary.
Oh, my God, man. And it's like, that no one's saying a word about the Chiefs right now, which is kind of weird.
Yeah.
You find that weird?
They're just, it's an eerie feeling. Like they're not like the dominating force that they've been in the past, but they've somehow managed to win 15 games by, just being that team who knows how to win. And that's the thing, is that they know how to win, and they know how to keep it close, and they don't panic, but it's not sexy, and that's the thing. They're not putting up Mahomes isn't putting up 5K yards. Kelsey's looking like a shell of himself. Who's their number one receiver? Their defense is carrying them, so it's not sexy, but it's effective. So I think that's why, and it's like almost fatigue. Like, okay, they're starting to fall off. They've been the team for a few years. Who is it now? Now the sexy team's the Lions, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
The focus is kind of shifting in terms of the media attention, but they're there, man, and they're dangerous, and but again, just like last time, I think they're gonna get smacked. Is it by the Texans now? I don't know. I don't know if I believe in them because I don't know, unless CJ has to have like a good level of maturation in these playoffs. And he started out great game one, and they got to carry that over. But it all rides on like the shoulders of your second year quarterback. That's a tough thing to ask to go into Arrowhead and win a game. So we'll see.
Yeah, Houston's defense won them that game, and
Yeah.
it was super impressive. I was kind of pulling for them, but the way that this season's looked for them, like you said, CJ's just been kind of making his second year bonehead mistakes, and they've just been kind of falling off. But I don't know. I don't see Houston as a team beating Kansas City. I'll just leave it at that. There's too much Taylor Swift magic still going on. I just don't like how quiet they've been, right? Like usually the NFL would be trying to shove Mahomes and Kelsey and Swift and all that stuff down our throat. They really haven't done that with anything yet.
Yeah, it's good. Like I said, it's good for you guys because now the Lions are the narrative, and anytime the team's the narrative, what happens? They go right to the dance. So
I'm all about dancing. I really am. I've had my dancing shoes on for a couple years
I
now.
wouldn't mind dancing. I like dancing.
I wouldn't mind it. I don't think. I don't know. I don't know what the city would do. I really don't. I don't know if anyone would be able to work that week.
Yeah.
The week before, I don't. Oh,
it's been a long time coming. It's been a long time coming. I don't know if you had experience or was around when like the Red Wings won their first of their of their run there, or the Pistons when they got, but
that was primetime sports for me, Wayne. Actually, it's funny you say that. I was going through some old papers, and I have a stack from the Detroit Free Press. They would give out these player cards for the Wings in like the 96, 97 era, and I've got them all still.
There you go.
And yeah, it was unreal in the area I grew up in, how everything was just Red Wings.
Yeah.
Every house you went into, the Red Wings game was on. Everybody had the Red Wings things on their cars. And then 04 Pistons, dude, the going to work Pistons. That was my senior year of high school.
Oh, yeah.
That was chaotic.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
To
be a part of that.
Yeah. The city set it up. They embrace the persona of the team. And right now, this is the Detroit Lions city, man. Like all grit, and back then, I imagine they put on a good show when it came to the parade. But I think now, like with everything that the Lions have been through, if you guys happen to make it to the end there, it'll be a scary time.
Yeah, the entire state will go crazy.
Oh yeah, man, it's gonna be crazy.
And then all of the Green Bay Packer fans that live in Michigan, they can just head to Wisconsin that week. You are not going to celebrate. Yeah. You're not allowed. You actually have to go to work. I've got some close personal friends that are Packers fans, and then they have no reason to be. They don't live on the west side. One of them is a Uper, I'll give them that. But it's like, no. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
And to all the Lions fans that gave up on the 0-16 season, I had to remind a friend of mine. And I said, yeah, those were the years where you swore them off and you wouldn't watch them.
Yep.
Well, yeah, because, they weren't good. It's like,
Okay.
The loyalty.
Loyalty. Yeah, you got to keep those receipts.
Yeah, because it's like,
you got to.
I watched every freaking game when it was 0-16, man. That was brutal.
You can't celebrate the glory without enduring the shit. Okay?
Yeah.
You got to go through the mud and stick with it. I'm trying to teach Carmelo about loyalty, man. Like, yeah, some things aren't always nice and ideal, the situations, but if you're going to end up following this team to the end and hoping they win, you got to stick with it, man. So
heck yeah. Heck yeah. We had to do that with Jason last year when the Lions opened up against the Chiefs. Him and his buddy were all Patrick Mahomes.
Okay.
And Alicia and I sat him down. I was like, listen, dude, this is your hometown team. Like, you don't just get to do this flip-flopping, right? And he picked up on it, and it was Lions ever since. But, some of these kids, man, I feel like an old man saying this, but they just, every week, it's, oh, this is my favorite team. Oh, no, I like this team now. And it's like, no, you pick a team and you stick with it.
Yeah.
The Red Wings were not cool until the late 90s. They were the Dead Wings forever, right?
Yeah.
The Lions were never cool. Neither really the Pistons up until the early 2000s,
Yeah.
and they've kind of fallen off. Tigers, in my opinion, have always been cool. I've been a baseball guy. But dude, the Lions, I'll never forget how much my own dad used to give me crap about watching the games and wasting time. And it's like, now it's just like, oh,
On TV. Now you guys got Saturday night at 8:30 prime time
yeah.
in the playoffs. That's a long.
And we'll get to see, do we get to see the Philly Rams game before?
No. They're gonna play the Texans Chiefs
They're going to play Texans Chiefs?
on Saturday. Yeah.
Okay.
And
Oh, great. So then we can just, yeah, you're right, 4:30. And then Sunday at 3 o'clock, we get Rams Eagles.
yeah,
And then you get your Ravens Bills at 6:30. That's a nice time. I like that.
6:30. I had intentions of going up this weekend, like just going up blind. But I'm glad I went last weekend because a 6:30 start in Buffalo. First of all, it's going to be cold,
Yeah.
and secondly, gosh, getting out of that stadium and city air, it took us like 2.5 hours, man. It was actually bananas to get
Was it?
there. It was terrible. And so, if us city of Buffalo, if anyone listening on this pod, if you live from there, please figure out your traffic. Get some cops out there to manage that because that sucked.
That bad, really?
But I digress. Well, we wanted to get wings, dude. We literally sat in the same spot trying to wait to turn for like an hour and a half, and then once you turn into the traffic, you're not moving. It was crazy. So
Now, did you guys, you didn't drive back to
I did.
Canada, right?
It was one day up. We went up in the morning, went to the game, and then drove back. Just me and my kid. So
How long of a drive is that?
it's about 3.5, 4 hours.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So
That's a dedicated fan right there.
that's what you do when you get the opportunity to go to the playoffs. See your boys.
Hey, man, like I said, I love it. I love, from day one, I've loved your passion for the Bills and your team because, like I said, it's the same thing I just got done saying, dude. You support your team, you stick with them.
Yep.
And it's awesome that your son's getting to be a part of this because I don't know about you, but I didn't get to go to all these games as a kid. And like Jason's been to a bunch, and you went to the Jacksonville game, went to the Buffalo game. It's like, this is so awesome to be able to do this because, they're at the age right now where they're like picking their teams and they're picking their style and their friends and their personalities. I told Jason in a couple of years, you're going to be going to your buddy's house to watch these games. I know, like when I was in high school, we'd go to a friend's house and watch them, and I'll watch them, and they're not going to want me there watching the games. So it's like, it's just awesome that this is happening right now, and you get to make it such a family experience. And I don't know why football to me just seems like such a family sport.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but it does.
I don't know. I agree. It just should bring everyone together.
It does. Yeah.
Around
It should.
Yeah, more than anything else. Such a barbaric action. People bashing their heads against each other. Just something about that brings the family together. I don't know what it is.
Isn't that crazy? Because maybe it is. Maybe it's just so old school, and as humans, we just love seeing people crash into each other. And it is so simple and barbaric because baseball, I'm not going to lie, man. I get it. If you're bored watching it,
yes.
I played it. I understand it. Hockey, it's a long season, dude. I don't care about hockey that much. Sorry. Like, call me after the All-Star break, and if my team's doing good, I'll pop in.
Right.
But
Right.
football just has like this. You get a certain time frame that you're allowed to play it.
One game a week.
It's so fast-paced and intense.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to say the injuries add to the game, but they also make it to like where it's every little play gets scary, right? Every little play you're like, oh crap, oh please stay healthy, right? Cade Cunningham rolls his ankle and he's out for 10 games. It's whatever.
Yeah.
Load management is what we call that, right?
Right, exactly. Nowadays, it's the value of the game, right? There's only one game each week that your team plays in, so it's like, okay, this every week is something.
Yeah.
Basketball, there's a game Tuesday, there's a game Thursday, Saturday, back to backs. It's the value of what you get to watch, and I guess that's probably what does it, right? It just there's less opportunity to see them on the field per week. So you got to invest your time for that 3.5 hours just for watching football. Like my kid,
And it's
go ahead.
and it's such a different like next man up sport too, because like not everybody is an all-star player, right? So you're going to see some guy who probably will never get a chance and blossom into something big. You don't see that in basketball. They have their set studs.
Yeah.
They've got their Jimmy Butlers and their, Victor Wembanyama's, and there's not a lot of Cinderella stories in basketball.
Yeah.
You know, baseball, it's such a, and not in a bad way, it's such a global sport now that I think Americans have kind of figured or lost how to stay with it. You know, I don't know anybody that plays anymore.
Yeah.
But football, dude, every kid's got a Lions shirt, a jersey, a Mahomes. They know the studs. Madden sells.
Yeah.
It's just like you said. It unites the world.
Yeah.
You guys, I mean, Canada, you get to play it. They're gonna do it in Europe too. I mean, it's not just gonna be over here,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Football is king. Football is king. Whatever.
Oh,
Everyone hates on him, but that guy has built just a global empire, and whatever he's doing it well.
yeah, it's fun booing the guy, but you're right. He's the NFL draft. There's nothing like it.
Oh my God.
There's nothing like watching the NFL draft.
Yeah.
Every other sport, I could care less.
I mean, I like to watch the basketball draft for the most part. I'm a Raptors guy, and they're
Top 5 picks. That's really truly what you look at.
Yeah.
And I'll watch it too, but come on.
You're not wrong. Yeah, usually like outside of the top 5, rarely do we get a guy who's gonna blow the top off in his first year. Yeah, you're not wrong. And there's only 2 rounds too. Basketball's tough. Hockey,
So many one and dones in basketball. I mean,
there's nothing like the football. There's the combine. It's a production.
Forgot about that. That's like watching the Masters. It's like Masters week is combine week. It's like, oh, I'm watching the combine. And when I was in college and I had the time, I mean, my friends and I, we would sit down and like we were general managers, evaluating these guys. And I've never done that for any other sport.
Yeah. Yeah. And then not to mention now that they got betting going on and fantasy football and it's crazy. I love it.
And now you've got
in my veins.
Essentially free agency in college football.
Yeah.
Which allows these kids now to really make a name for themselves and up their draft stock. Now you have the ability where guys used to say, I'm going to go out and, I announce myself for the draft. And, let me take that back and I'll go play at another school and see if I can get one more good season out of me. So I think it's cool. Like you said, you can't knock what the NFL's doing. They're a giant. They're bigger than US Steel. I mean, they're if their logo is on it, it's going to be expensive and everyone's going to buy it. I promise you that.
You're not wrong. That's it.
So, yeah, Wayne, you have no idea. I know you're a semi-Lions fan, but you just have no idea. This is so cool that this game is at home. It really is.
I can feel it. It's.
Can you feel it?
It's important for the city. It's important for the team, but I can't foresee much derailing success for you guys in this week for sure, at least. And like I said, you guys are destined to line up against your boy there, Matty Statty.
So how do you think that Eagles game is going to go? Because that's one game after our game is over and I'm done celebrating. Like I want to lock in on that game. I literally. How do you see that game going?
I think, like I said earlier, I think the Eagles are going through something, whether it's the players beefing with each other or the coaching staff, and they've lost control of or they lost the voice in the locker room, as they say. But I think this could possibly be the week where they implode, and then you get the Rams come in, and they're very meticulous. They got McVay, he's a great coach. Stafford is a legend in his own right, and he's got 2 great receivers. They're focused, and come in and just smack you in the mouth, man. And I'm really curious to see how Philly responds. One thing
Who is Philly's voice in the locker room? That's what I've always wondered.
I would say, I'm referring more to Sirianni and to see if the guy's even.
But is he though? Is he their voice? I feel like the Lions locker room is collective. It is a voice of all. Like they all have a voice in that locker room.
Yeah, but then
Is Phillies like that though?
I doubt it because Philly doesn't have a Dan Campbell. Dan Campbell is
No.
the heartbeat of that team, and once you have that level of leadership there, and people respect that, now you see his guys. They'll run through walls and they'll do anything they can to. This guy Montgomery is going to come back with a torn MCL play because he wants to play. Back who knows what would have been his choice differently in the past when he played for the Bears. But
Oh, he would have sat this out. You're right. No, you're right.
these guys are risking their careers just to play, man. And that's because of Campbell. I don't think Sirianni has that connection with the Eagles. True, granted, I don't study them as much, and I'm not as exposed to them. But just from what I've seen in the media and lately, like it just looks like it's something that's ready to implode, and it could be the perfect
Yeah.
situation this weekend. But at the same time, they could just be that team where they've got a great O line, they've got a great running game, and they just come and be that juggernaut that they've always been, and steamroll the Rams, and then it could be Philly. We keep talking about Rams lines, but it could very well be Philly.
God, I know. I'm trying to hope it's not because I talk so much crap to the Philly fans. And they've been there before, and their defense is good.
Yeah,
But going back to the coaching, right? To me, right, when you get to that level, I think that's what separates the Chiefs, right? Is Andy Reid. I mean, that guy's a pretty smart dude, and we know how much that locker room loves him. But dude, when you're looking at Nick Sirianni, I really think like he's one step from being fired, right? He's like the Mike McCarthy in Dallas. They hate the guy. They hate him for some reason. They hate their own team for some reason. Like I've never seen a fan base that just immediately boos everything and shits on everything worse than even our fan base did when it was SOL.
yeah.
Right. So like I feel like their city isn't even behind them in that sense. Like they're just waiting for him to do one wrong thing, for Jalen Hurts to throw one wrong pass. You brought up the Saquon Barkley thing. Bullshit. He is pissed about that. He had to sit on that crappy Giants team for years.
Yeah.
He's pissed. He wants that record.
Yeah. Who wouldn't? How many opportunities you get to do that?
Yeah, he wants that record. So I watched an interview with Ben Johnson and today. It was pretty telling, and I think it plays on what you were saying. They were asking him over and over about, he had an opportunity to coach in Washington. He had an opportunity to coach here, opportunity to coach there. And he said he sat down with his wife and he's like, you don't really ever get these opportunities where you love your job, where everything that you've working for is happening right now. And it was like, oh yeah, maybe the grand prize isn't just being a head coach, right? Because these guys get paid at all different levels, right? A ton of money.
Pretty sure.
Maybe it is about finding that continuity, that culture, and saying, I'm not in a hurry to run out of here.
Yeah.
I really like coming to work.
Yeah, that speaks volumes to, because everyone, it seems like coordinators, that's their goal, is to be successful and then get to a head coach. And
yeah, make it to the big show.
you don't have really guys who are like, okay, I'm going to be a coordinator, I'm going to be good with it. But yeah, he's at that point where, and I think I heard the same interview where he said, I've never been on a job where everything is just going how it should go. Great leadership, great coach, and yeah, good for him. I did hear some rumors though that the Raiders are putting a strong bid in for Mr. Johnson.
It would surprise me. I could see that, but 2 weeks ago it was the Bears, right? And then it was the Patriots. Then it was this. I can tell you where he's not going to go. And he's not going to go to an organization that has a bad culture. And let's be honest, the Raiders have a terrible culture.
Yeah.
The Cowboys have a terrible culture. Troy Aikman was out there saying that the Cowboys job is not even a desirable job anymore. And I'm like,
it's crazy.
Man, you're right, Troy. I actually agree with you.
Yeah.
Right. So it's all about that destination, and the way the NFL kicks these coaches to the curb after 1 or 2 seasons. Why would you be in a hurry to go through all that? Right. Like, you relocate your family. You're going to either be, you're loved or you're hated.
Mhm.
It could define your legacy. Moving, getting all set up. Most of these guys don't have the continuity that the Lions are giving Brad Holmes or Dan Campbell and his staff. Right? We see how Dallas picks. I've seen how bad general managers draft.
Mhm.
It's bad, dude. We've had that here. So if you're a guy like Ben Johnson who's getting paid a good amount of money, why are you in a hurry?
Yeah.
You've got Jahmyr Gibbs, J-Mo, Laporta. They're all young.
Yeah. Everything's right there, and
Everything's right there.
you're achieving success. That's the ultimate goal. So
Yeah, so stick it out, man. That's the way I see it.
we'll see.
And build something big and build something long, because this is just the start of something really cool.
We'll see.
Yeah.
It's an honor and a compliment to have your coordinators being pursued for coaching jobs. So it just sucks that potentially there's 2 of them that are going to be good next year.
Yeah, but hey, next man up on the team, and I think that's how we'll see it. We have it in-house, I think, the ability to just elevate those coordinators. And man, as long as we got MCDC and Brad Holmes, I'm golden, man. I'm just so good as long as we have those 2 guys at the helm. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that in my eyes.
Who's MC?
MCDC?
Yeah.
Motor City Dan Campbell. Sorry, I forgot you're not a
Motor City Dan Campbell.
MCDC, baby. Yeah, I stole that from Pat McAfee. That's what he calls him.
Oh, is that right? Okay, nice.
Yeah, MCDC. So he's Motor City Dan Campbell. I love that.
Oh, yeah.
I got to get you an MCDC shirt. It's pretty cool.
I like Dan Campbell, man. That guy.
How can you not?
Yeah. He's just an everyday dude, and he's he won me over is when he's doing those up downs when he was showing from that first year.
Yeah.
I was like, I would play for this guy. This guy's gonna.
So imagine if you're a player and you're like, okay,
Exactly.
I'm sold. Done.
That's if this is the leader. If my leader is gonna stand there and just yell at me and not do it, one story. But if he's yelling at me and he's down there grinding,
yeah,
about grit, and he's doing that shit, sign me up. That's what I'm looking for.
Dude, I'm telling you, I'm ready to play right now for the guy. I'm ready to run out there and just get annihilated.
It's going to be an interesting Coach of the Year final, though.
You know what? Give it to whoever you want. This guy, I think Dan Campbell, great. Give it to him next year. This is who the guy is. Give it
Quinn.
Who's it up against? Dan Quinn. Yeah, give it to Dan Quinn. Go ahead, sure. Take Coach of the Year. To me, that they don't put banners up. I mean, you win the Super Bowl, you're Coach of the Year. You're GM of the Year, you're Quarterback of the Year, you're Team of the Year, you're Everything of the Year. That's all that matters, dude. That guy wins the Super Bowl. He'll never have to pay for a grocery. His family they'll be gods, like statues of him. I'm telling you, man.
Oh yeah, he's getting to that point for sure.
Oh, all right. Well, listen, I just talked your ear off for about an hour about my sweet lion. So I thank you for coming on here.
Yeah.
If you're up for it again, man, I say let's do this after the games are over with and see where we're going, because if it's me and you into the Super Bowl, let's just keep doing this shit.
It's going to be great. That's going to be great radio right there.
Oh, I love it, man. And then hopefully we can get Hitch on here tonight. He was supposed to come on here tonight, but I think something happened with his daughter and he had to take her. I mean, you know how it is with kids. So I actually have to take Jason to soccer practice in a little bit too, so that'll be fun.
Wonderful. All right, do your thing, Dad.
All right, my man. All right, well, all right, well, have a good week, and talk to you later.
Good luck on Saturday. Yeah.
Thanks, you too, and Sunday.
Thanks, dude. All right.
See ya.
Yeah.
Welcome to the heart of the Motor City.